So the fight happened recently. We all know what happened in the fight. Billy Joe Saunders. He got dominated in the fight. Dominated? No. He lost some rounds. I had it. I had it. At the time of the stoppage, I had it around 5 rounds to 3 for Billy Joe Saunders. I had it 5 rounds to 3, somewhere around there. But I mean, Billy, did he quit? But let's see what the judges' scorecards was saying. So they had Canelo winning 78-74, 77-75, 78-74. So they had Canelo winning. They gave Billy Joe Saunders 2 rounds. Yeah, I agree with the first round. The first round was Billy Joe Saunders. The second round, I believe it was Canelo. And then the third, Billy definitely won the sixth round, but not according to these guys. They all unanimously gave him the fifth round. The seventh round, Tim Cheatham gave it to Glenn Feldman. He's a really really good referee. Um, yeah, it's hard to look at this man and be unbiased, which I am. But during the fight, during the earlier rounds, Canelo was just starting to figuring him out, throwing body shots, probably slow the pace down of the fight. Take the air out of the tires of the fighter because you guys need to remember that Billy Joe Saunders, he's a mover. He's a stick and move kind of fighter. He moves, jabs, cuts angles, has different reads. He's not an inside fighter. He's not a particularly good inside fighter. He's not a particularly aggressive, come forward type fighter like Triple G. He doesn't have that style. His style is he moves, jabs, throws jab, moves, throws jabs, moves. But man, I feel like Billy quit in this fight because as a fighter, this this is how it works. Either the corner stops it, not even the corner actually. That's incorrect. Either the referee stops it or the doctor stops it. Your corner should never stop the fight. It should always be the referee or the doctor because those are the people that have been paid and those are the people that went to school to know when a fighter is in trouble and the certain things that you have to do to make sure that the fight is gonna be stopped for the fighter's safety. So Billy, he went out there and he boxed well, I guess, but not according to these scorecards. He was losing the fight anyways. So that's crazy. Look at this. Look at this eye. He quit. You know, even though you can't see with one eye, how many fighters have fought on with a broken jaw? How many fighters how many fighters have kept fighting with a broken jaw, even a broken orbital bone? How many fighters have fought on with a broken orbital bone? A lot of people fought on with an extra orbital bone. Lots of injuries happen during fights. You're supposed to be willing to die inside the ring because that's what you signed up for. It's called blood, guts, and glory. Okay, fair play to Billy Joe Saunders. He quit. He wanted to save his health and fight another day. But when you have that kind of mentality where you have an out, that means that you're not going to be fighting as much because you have an out. So when you face just a little bit of an adversity, then you quit because there's fighters that kept fighting with broken hands. There's fighters that kept fighting with broken ribs. There's fighters that kept fighting with broken jaws. How many fighters have kept fighting with broken jaws? So many fighters. Colby Covington kept fighting against Kamaru Usman with a broken jaw. Um, Many fighters have fallen with injuries. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say, "Oh, it's a sport of boxing. You want him to go blind." I don't want him to go blind. I want him to keep fighting as much as possible for as long as. Consider this: the referee didn't stop the fight. The doctor didn't stop the fight. The doctor didn't stop the fight, and the referee didn't stop the fight. The corner stopped the fight. So he quit. He quit. Oh no, I guess I'm laughing at it now, but I shouldn't be laughing. I mean, I wouldn't fight Canelo. That motherfucker's a beast, man. That motherfucker would kill me in that ring. I wouldn't last around against Canelo. Shit, how many Canelo? That motherfucker's a beast. That motherfucker's scary as hell, man. Do you think Canelo beats Demetrius Andra? I think he beats him too. David Benavidez will be a tough fight for Canelo. I think because of the power that David Benavidez possesses. So let's forget about Saunders. He quit. He's a quitter. We've established that. He quit. You know, positively for Canelo, who was the more active of the pair. Was he more active early on? Yeah, he did throw a lot of feints and he was throwing body shots. But the reason he was throwing body shots was to slow down the pace of the fight and to take the air out of exactly more and more. I mean, in the eighth round, that motherfucker was landing a lot of shots, creating a lot of damage. You know, the thing is with the uppercut, Billy Joe Saunders has a tendency to lean forward with his head down when he tries to duck punches, and then Canelo was using the first, second, third, fourth rounds. He was using the early rounds to like download data, on his opponent and find those tells and reads that the other fighter has that would enable him to figure him out as the fight goes on. So I think Canelo was okay with losing a couple rounds here and there, just so he can figure him out, just so he can figure out Billy Joe Saunders' moves and tells and how he's gonna maneuver. But I mean, he was still in this fight. He won 3 rounds. No, he won 2 rounds, and there was 3 rounds left. So the only way he couldn't have won because Canelo already won 6 rounds. He won 6 rounds here, 6 rounds here, and he won 5 rounds here, right? So if Billy Joe Saunders won every single round after that, he would have won 6 also. So he had a chance, but I don't think he could have won any more rounds with a compromised eye. But even with that, you should continue fighting because you're a fighter. You signed up for this, remember? You know, you can't just quit whenever you have a sign of adversity. That's going to follow you around for the rest of your life. Because he quit. He quit. I mean, let's just.
You're really gonna quit?
He did quit. Who this guy? Send me the link. I want to join. Let me see. How do I send you a link? I guess you can sit out for a while. Let's see what he has to say. Bitch. Basically, Vargas is making fun of Billy Joe Saunders. Like, he's no lie, you know. I mean, he quit like a bitch because you know. I mean, coming from Fernando Vargas' side, he probably can't envision a world where he would quit. So he has the mentality of a killer, a fighter. He has a mentality of kill or be killed. He's willing to die in the ring. This motherfucker willing to die. This motherfucker right here is willing to go and do whatever it takes in that ring. You see, I agree with Fernando Vargas. You call yourself a world champion. World champion. You consider yourself the best in the world at 168. You're fighting the other fighter that's one of the best in that's the best in the world at 168. You're fighting the best. You want to become the best, but you quit. I don't know, man. That's disrespectful because you quit. Why would you quit? You know? Hey, that's the only question you can ask Billy Joe Saunders, man. He did. He humbled him. 31-year-old, he was transported after suffering a complete fracture of his orbital bone. He relinquished his WBO middleweight world title in defeat to Alvarez, who cemented his reputation as boxing's biggest star. Despite the severity of the injury and the brave decision made by Mark Tibbs, blah blah blah. The hard-hitting Californian retired with a record of 22-5 and held both the IBF and WBA titles in his career. Yeah, Fernando Vargas never quit. He's never quit in his life. You know, he kept fighting like that. And I was pissed when they stopped it. You know, that's true. I mean, when you're a fighter at that level, you can't just quit. That's not something you do. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's a fight. It's a fight. It's supposed to happen. It's not supposed to happen. Pardon my English. It's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to try and make sure that doesn't happen. But you got to keep fighting. You can't just quit. Like, I'm offended. I don't like that he quit. I don't like it. I think I broke his cheek, and I knew he wasn't going to come out. I told my corner he's not coming out because I broke his cheek. It's not as difficult as I expected, and this is because of my preparation. I have the best trainer. I prepare. He says, do this, and I do it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, it is what it is, man. The guy quit. But, you know, I mean, on the other side, I mean, I can really see the other people's perspective because they tell me that, okay, what if he went blind and all that other stuff? Mm. Billy Joe, so you're supposed to try and make sure that doesn't happen. Obviously, that's going to be hard because you're fighting a fucking beast like Canelo. A beast that has history of, using PEDs, sticking shit up his ass. I mean, who am I to say that? Who am I to even care about the drug test, the failed drug test? Because motherfuckers in boxing don't even care. So why should I care? You know? Nobody else in boxing gives a fuck that Canelo cheats and uses PEDs. Then why do I care? I don't care. It is what it is, man. But I think Canelo is probably the best at 168. Who's he gonna fight next? David Benavidez. This guy. You think he beats him? I think a guy like this, you gotta box him. You have to box this guy. You can't. You can't. Oh, he tests positive for cocaine. Wow. Okay. From a urine sample. So apparently he's gonna fight Jose Uzcategui, whatever. But Canelo wants to fight this guy. Canelo wants to fight him. Okay. Hmm. The only person who can beat him is himself, or hmm, yeah, yeah, Pachacha. Yeah, Pachacha was he's a bitch. He has lost the best fight belt. This man. Well, what about Caleb Plant? Because Canelo is saying that he wants to fight Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant next. This guy, I mean, yeah, he's 6'1", so I guess height. A guy like Canelo, you have to stick and move. He's a boxer puncher. He can box too. Canelo can box. That guy can box. He has an excellent jab. His jab is excellent. His uppercuts are excellent. His movement is excellent. His angles are excellent. I mean, there's nothing that he does bad. He's excellent, excellent at everything. This guy, he has zero KOs. What? Zero KOs. He beat him by TKO. No, he's lost 0 times by knockout. He's suspended by the California State Athletic Commission. Why? Why is he suspended? Why is he suspended? He fought. He didn't stop him. He beat him by unanimous decision. So he won in January the 30th. That's like 2 months. Yeah, I like that. So he's gonna fight Canelo. If he fights Canelo, I think he has a chance in that fight for sure because of the boxing pedigree that he has, Golden Gloves. But Pedro Sonas was also a great boxer. He can box too. He's won gold medals in Commonwealth Games or some shit like that. Canelo, man, that guy can fight, dude. Fuck. Canelo can fight. Why the fuck is David Benavidez fighting Jose Uzcategui, dude? Caleb David Benavidez is fighting this dude. This guy. This guy's a bomb, man. He's gonna knock this guy out. Like, dude, he's gonna knock this motherfucker out, dude. You think so? I don't know, man. Anything can happen in boxing. Anything can happen. Caleb Plant can fight, though. If Caleb Plant fights Canelo, Canelo's gonna beat him. I don't know if there's any fighter that can beat Canelo at 168. 175, well, David Benavidez is at 168. If he fights David Benavidez, that's a chance that David Benavidez could finish him. He's very heavy. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. I mean, he's very heavy-handed as a boxer. So yeah, I mean, Billy quit. It's a problem, man. The guy quit. Canelo is a problem for anybody at 168. Damn.